I never thought this would be my story. Not me, not us. We were perfect. At least, that's what everyone said. My name's Alina. I'm 28. And until 6 months ago, I thought I was in love. His name was Daniel. We met at university. He was shy, smart. A little awkward, but when he smiled, everything around me slowed down. We started as friends, late-night study sessions, coffee runs, inside jokes that no one else got. Then one night he kissed me, and everything changed. For 8 years we were inseparable, road trips, birthdays, family dinners. He knew my parents better than some of my cousins. We planned our future together, 2 kids, a house near the sea, a dog named Pepper. Everything felt easy, safe, until it didn't. Then there was her, Maya, my best friend. Since I was 13, we grew up together. She was the loud one, I was the quiet one. We balanced each other out. She knew everything about me. My fears, my dreams, even the things I never told anyone else. Daniel liked her too. At least that's what I thought. As a friend, the 3 of us hung out all the time. Game nights, movie marathons, birthday surprises. It never crossed my mind that something else could be happening. Not between them. Then one night, I borrowed Daniel's laptop. Mine had died, and I needed to send a quick email. When I opened his browser, a message popped up in the corner. It was a chat notification. From Maya. It said, "Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you." My hands froze. My brain didn't even process it at first. I thought it was a joke, a glitch, a prank. Then I clicked. There were messages. So many messages. Flirty, secretive, intimate. My chest tightened. My heart started racing so hard it hurt. I kept scrolling. 2 years. 2 years of lies, pictures, plans. Even trips they'd taken when I thought he was working late. I couldn't breathe. That night I didn't sleep. I sat on the floor, phone in one hand, wine glass in the other, just staring at everything I thought was real, and realizing none of it was. I remembered the times. I called Maya crying after fights with Daniel. She comforted me, told me I deserved better, told me not to overthink, all while texting him, laughing, kissing him. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was sit there, shaking, trying not to throw up. In the morning, Daniel came home. He smiled like nothing happened, kissed my forehead, asked if I wanted pancakes. I just stared at him. He looked normal, like the same man I loved for 8 years, except now I knew, and once you know, you can't unknow. I asked him, "Who's Maya to you?" He froze. Then he laughed. "What do you mean, she's your friend?" I said, "I saw the messages." His face went pale, then red, then cold. He didn't deny it. He just sat there, silent. Finally he said, "It just happened. 2 years." And all he had to say was, "It just happened." I wanted to hit him. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to understand why. But there's no why that makes betrayal okay. He packed a bag that night, left without saying goodbye. No apology, no closure. Just the sound of the door closing behind him. And as for Maya, she never called, not once. The girl who used to sleep over at my house, who shared secrets at 2 a.m., who stood beside me through everything, was suddenly a stranger. I deleted her number, blocked her on everything. But I couldn't block the memories. They haunted me. Her laugh, her perfume, her voice, everywhere I went. She was there, even though she was gone. The worst part of betrayal isn't the act itself. It's realizing it came from the people you die for. The days after he left were blurry. I didn't eat much, didn't talk much, didn't even cry the way I thought I would. It was like my emotions shut down. Completely. People kept calling, my mom, my coworkers, even neighbors who had seen him moving out. I told everyone I was fine. But I wasn't, I was broken. Shattered in a way that didn't show on the outside. Weeks passed. I started going for walks again. Just small ones. Around the park. Headphones in. World off. One morning, I stopped by this tiny cafe near my office. It was new, quiet, smelled like cinnamon and coffee beans. I went there every day for a week, sat in the same corner. Just me and my thoughts. Then one morning, the barista smiled at me. He said, "Rough week?" I smiled back for the first time in months. His name was Noah. He was kind, not flirty, just kind. He remembered my order by the third day. By the fifth, he remembered my name. We started talking little things, music, books. Why people prefer cats over dogs. He listened, really listened. No judgment. No pity, just quiet understanding. And slowly, I started feeling something I hadn't felt in months. Peace. Then one night I got a message, unknown number, it said. "Can we talk?" It was Maya. My stomach dropped. I stared at that message for a full minute. Then another. Part of me wanted to delete it, ignore it, pretend she didn't exist. But another part of me needed answers. So I replied. When and where? We met at the park the next evening. She looked different. Thinner. Tired. The first thing she said was, "I'm sorry." I didn't say anything. I just stood there, hands in pockets, waiting. She started crying, told me she never meant for it to happen, that she and Daniel had drifted apart, that he'd already left her too. Apparently he cheated on her as well. I should have felt happy, vindicated, but I didn't. I just felt empty. She asked if we could ever be friends again. And for the first time since it all happened, I looked her in the eye. I said, "No, because some things you forgive, and some things you outgrow." She nodded. Didn't argue, just wiped her tears and walked away. And that was the last time I ever saw her. Life didn't fix itself overnight, but slowly it got better. Noah kept showing up, with coffee, with smiles, with quiet moments that reminded me what peace felt like. I didn't fall in love again right away, but I started loving myself again, and that was something. Months later, I went to a friend's wedding. Guess who was there? Daniel, standing across the room. Same face, same smirk. But something was different. He looked smaller, not physically, just less. He saw me, walked over, sighed. "Alina, you look good." I smiled. Said, "I know," and walked away. No shouting, no crying, no begging for closure. Because I didn't need any. That night I realized something powerful. When people betray you, it's not your fault. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of theirs. And maybe the biggest revenge is simply healing. Living smiling again. Months later, Noah asked me out for dinner. I said yes. Not because I needed someone, but because I was ready to let someone in. We laughed the whole night. It felt effortless. It felt real. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't think about Daniel or Maya or the betrayal. I just thought about now. About peace. About me. Sometimes the universe breaks you just enough to rebuild you stronger. Healing isn't a straight line. It's messy. It's slow. It's full of days where you think you're fine, and nights where you fall apart all over again. Some days I'd wake up feeling strong. Other days, I scroll through old photos and wonder why I wasn't enough. But then I realized I was never the problem. I was just the person who gave too much to people who gave too little. You see, betrayal doesn't just break your heart. It breaks your sense of reality. You question everything. Every word, every memory, every I love you. But that's the thing about being broken. It teaches you who you really are. Because when you lose everything you thought you needed, you finally find what you truly deserve. Months passed, life started to feel normal again. Work, coffee, walks in the park. Noah became a quiet constant. He never pushed, never asked about my past. He just showed up. Day after day. With kindness. And somewhere along the way, my heart started to trust again. Not because he healed me, but because I did. One evening we went for a drive. It was raining lightly. The city lights blurred through the windshield. Noah looked over and said, "You know, sometimes people leave, so better ones can find you." I smiled. Because he was right. The pain I once cursed had quietly become my teacher. It taught me boundaries. It taught me self-respect. And most of all, it taught me peace. A year later, I saw Maya's name again. She had posted something online. A quote, it said, "Some mistakes cost you everything." I didn't comment, didn't react, didn't feel hate. Just empathy, because I finally understood. We were all just people, trying to fill empty spaces, in the wrong ways. If you're listening to this right now, and you've been betrayed, please hear me. You are not unlovable. You are not replaceable, and you are not broken beyond repair. Someone's betrayal is not the end of your story. It's just a painful chapter that leads you somewhere better. These days I wake up early, I make my coffee, feed my cat, smile at strangers on my way to work. Simple things, peaceful things, things that used to feel impossible. And every now and then, when I catch myself laughing for no reason, I think back to that girl, the one who cried on her bathroom floor because she thought her life was over. She had no idea. She was just beginning. So to everyone listening, maybe you lost someone you loved. Maybe you lost yourself for a while. But one day, you'll look back and realize the person who hurt you was the reason you became the strongest version of yourself. Sometimes heartbreak isn't the ending. It's the edit your life needed. And maybe, just maybe, the universe broke you open so the light could finally get in.